Costco sold 137 million rotisserie chickens last year, but here's what they don't advertise. They're also one of the top 15 pizza chains in America, generating nearly $700 million annually from an empire you've probably never thought about. I just spent 3 weeks and over $300 buying every pizza product Costco sells. Frozen, take and bake, and deli. What I discovered will completely change how you think about warehouse pizza and possibly save you from some seriously questionable dinner decisions. Some of these pizzas are absolute family dinner heroes. Others are overpriced disasters that make gas station pizza look gourmet. Today, we're ranking 10 Costco pizza products from absolute worst to family feast. This investigation covers 3 categories: frozen pizzas that promise convenience, take and bake options that claim restaurant quality, and deli items that split the difference. The price range is shocking, from $3 per pizza to $17 premium options that are causing customer revolt. I analyzed nutritional data, tracked price per serving, and tested cooking methods across multiple locations. When Costco gets pizza right, they create products that rival premium grocery stores. When they get it wrong, you're stuck with expensive disappointment that makes you appreciate delivery pizza. Let's start with the pizzas that should come with warning labels and work our way up to the ones that'll make you question why you ever bothered with delivery. The bottom tier. Number 10. Sabatasso's gluten-free pizza. The texture disaster. Taking our bottom spot is a product that proves good intentions don't always translate to good eating. Sabatasso's gluten-free pizza arrives at Costco with the promise of dietary inclusion, but delivers an experience that makes you question whether some foods should just be left alone. The takeout specifically calls out this pizza for its chewy crust and uneven cooking, problems that aren't just disappointing, they're practically inevitable. The crust has what reviewers describe as a texture that's simultaneously chewy and lacking crispness, like someone tried to make pizza dough out of rubber cement and hoped for the best. But here's the real kicker. Even people who need gluten-free options consistently rank this near the bottom of available choices. When your target audience, people who have limited options and are usually grateful for anything edible, still gives you poor reviews, you've achieved a special kind of failure that deserves recognition. The sauce and cheese are serviceable, but can't compensate for a crust that has the structural integrity of wet cardboard and about as much flavor. At around $12 to $14 for a multi-pack, you're paying premium prices for what amounts to dietary necessity rather than culinary pleasure, which is fine if you need gluten-free, but tragic if you're choosing it voluntarily. Number 9. Kirkland Frozen Cheese Pizza 4-Pack, the bland canvas. Moving up to number 9, we have a product that represents both the promise and the problem with Costco's approach to value pricing. The Kirkland 4-pack cheese pizza costs around $11 to $13 for 4 pizzas, making it roughly $3 per pizza, a price point that sounds amazing until you actually try to eat one. Multiple ranking sites describe this as decent as a base, but too bland and bready on its own. It's frequently recommended as a blank canvas for adding your own toppings, which is restaurant industry code for "this tastes like nothing and needs help to be edible." The cheese blend is adequate, and the crust provides structural support for whatever you decide to pile on top. But eating it plain feels like consuming edible cardboard with dairy products. Reddit users consistently recommend doctoring these pizzas with additional ingredients, which defeats the purpose of buying convenience food in the first place. Here's the thing. If you enjoy cooking and want to customize your pizza, just buy pizza dough and make it from scratch. If you want convenience food, buy something that tastes good without requiring a culinary degree to make it edible. This pizza exists in the worst possible middle ground, too bland to enjoy, too expensive to justify as a base ingredient. Number 8. Kirkland Frozen Pepperoni Pizza, the mediocre middle. At number 8, we have the slightly more ambitious cousin of our previous disappointment. The Kirkland Frozen Pepperoni Pizza takes everything problematic about the cheese version and adds enough pepperoni to make you forget your eating disappointment, almost. Tasting Table ranks this in the mid to upper tier of Costco options, praising the heavy topping load and 5 pepperonis per slice coverage. The pepperoni is genuinely generous, and the meat adds enough flavor and fat to mask some of the crust's shortcomings. But here's the problem. The same doughy, bready crust that plagued the cheese version is still there, just hidden under enough processed meat to distract you. It's like putting a nice hat on someone with a bad haircut. It helps, but it doesn't solve the fundamental problem. Multiple reviewers note that while there's nothing wrong with it and it's cheap as hell, it's still just acceptable, rather than good. In the frozen pizza world, acceptable often feels like victory. But when you're feeding a family, you deserve better than food that's merely tolerable. The value proposition is solid. You're getting a lot of pizza for not much money. But value without enjoyment is just expensive disappointment spread over more servings. If you're finding this pizza investigation helpful and want to make smarter choices at Costco, or just enjoy watching me suffer through questionable cheese products for your entertainment, do me a huge favor and hit that like button. It'll really help us out. And frankly, after eating this much mediocre pizza, I need the validation. And if you want to know which food brands are actually worth your hard-earned money, subscribe, because we've got plenty more investigations coming your way. I promise they'll all involve me eating things so you don't have to. It's like a public service, but with more carbs and regret. The middle tier, number 7. Classic Kirkland Take and Bake Pepperoni. Round, the reliable workhorse. Moving into more respectable territory at number 7, we have a pizza that proves sometimes the most traditional approach is the most reliable. The classic round take and bake pepperoni represents old-school Costco values, big, straightforward, and designed to feed a family without requiring you to explain to your kids why dinner tastes like disappointment. At around $11 to $13 each, these pizzas are positioned as better value for larger families compared to the pricier pinza options. Reddit users praise it as big, customizable, feeds 4 to 6 cheaply, which, in the world of family meal planning, counts as a ringing endorsement from the trenches. What makes this pizza special is its reliability and customization potential. It's the Honda Civic of take and bake pizza, not exciting, but dependable and practical. The wheat crust has a flavor that some describe as slightly different but acceptable, which in the world of mass-produced pizza counts as high praise. The pepperoni is generous. The cheese melts properly, and the crust bakes into something that resembles actual pizza rather than a science experiment. It's not going to win any culinary awards, but it's going to feed your family without causing anyone to question your judgment, your budget, or your commitment to their happiness. The main criticism is that it's overshadowed by more exciting options. But sometimes being overshadowed is better than being a disappointment. This pizza knows what it is and delivers exactly that. No more, no less, which is refreshingly honest in a world full of over-promising and under-delivering. Number 6. Legacy and rotating deli pizzas. The unpredictable gems. At number 6, we have a category that represents Costco at its most experimental and customer-focused. The rotating legacy deli pizzas include margherita on pinza crust, pesto-topped varieties, and seasonal specialties that appear and disappear like culinary shooting stars. These pizzas are perceived as fancy and smaller and lighter compared to the old giant take and bakes. That means they satisfy both the desire for premium quality and reasonable portion control, a rare combination in the warehouse store world where more is usually the only setting. What makes these pizzas interesting is their unpredictability. The margherita on pinza crust delivers restaurant-level ingredients when it's available, but you can't count on finding your favorite because they rotate based on seasons, customer feedback, and what can only be described as Costco's culinary whims. The pesto varieties showcase Costco's willingness to experiment with flavors that go beyond typical American pizza expectations. These aren't focus group-tested mass-market products. They're genuine culinary experiments that happen to be sold at warehouse prices, which is either refreshing or frustrating depending on your need for predictability. The downside is availability and price consistency. You might fall in love with a seasonal roasted tomato pizza, only to discover it's been replaced by something completely different the next week. It's like dating someone who keeps changing their personality, exciting, but ultimately unreliable for long-term planning. Number 5. Kirkland Signature Supreme Cauliflower Crust Pizza, the healthy surprise. Breaking into our top 5 is a product that proves sometimes the healthier option is actually the more delicious option, a concept so revolutionary in the frozen food industry that it should probably be patented. The Kirkland Cauliflower Crust Supreme Pizza has achieved something remarkable. It's consistently preferred even by people who don't need gluten-free alternatives. Multiple sources note that this pizza is often preferred over other cauliflower pizzas for flavor, value, and lighter feel. The cauliflower crust manages to be crispy when cooked properly and noticeably lighter than regular dough, without tasting like a punishment for your dietary choices or a reminder of your mortality. What sets this apart is that it doesn't taste like compromise food. The crust has enough structure to support the toppings. The vegetables maintain their texture, and the overall eating experience feels intentional rather than accidental. Several gluten-tolerant customers report choosing this over regular crust options for better digestion and less heartburn, which is basically a medical endorsement disguised as a food review. The supreme toppings, pepperoni, sausage, and vegetables, are well-balanced and properly distributed. Unlike many frozen pizzas where the vegetables become soggy afterthoughts that slide off like they're trying to escape, these maintain enough texture to provide actual flavor contrast and nutritional value. At a moderate price point, this pizza represents the rare successful marriage of health consciousness and actual taste. It's proof that dietary restrictions don't have to mean culinary disappointment, a lesson the frozen food industry desperately needed to learn, apparently through trial and error and a lot of disappointed customers. Now let's get to our top tier. Number 4. Kirkland Roman Pizza Combo Take and Bake, the nostalgia play. Entering our top 4 is a pizza that's achieved something remarkable. It's made people nostalgic for a product that no longer exists, while simultaneously creating controversy over its price point. The Kirkland Roman Pizza Combo is Costco's attempt to recreate the magic of their discontinued combo pizza, and the results are more complicated than a relationship status on social media. Mainline Pizza Quest calls the crust shockingly good, and notes that it passes the would-eat plain test, high praise in the pizza world, where most crusts have the personality and appeal of cardboard that's been left in the rain. The Roman pizza crust is lighter, airier, and more complex than traditional pizza dough. Food bloggers describe the texture as almost focaccia-like. The combo toppings, pepperoni, sausage, peppers, and onions, are the spiritual successor to the beloved food court combo pizza that Costco discontinued. That creates an emotional connection that goes beyond mere taste. For customers who mourn the loss of the original, this represents both closure and hope, like finding out your favorite canceled television show is getting a reboot. But here's where things get controversial. At $14.99 to $16.99 per pizza, many customers experience serious sticker shock. Reddit threads are filled with complaints that it should be $10 max, and questions about whether Costco is abandoning its value-first philosophy for the siren song of premium pricing. The quality justifies some of the price premium. This is genuinely restaurant-level crust with high-quality toppings. But the psychological barrier of paying more for take and bake than for a fully cooked food court pizza creates cognitive dissonance that even good taste can't completely overcome. It's delicious enough to make you forget the price while you're eating it, but expensive enough to make you remember it when you're paying. Number 3. Food Court Pizza, the unbeatable value champion. Taking the bronze medal is the pizza that started it all, Costco's legendary food court whole pizza. At $9.95 for an 18-inch pie that feeds 3 to 5 adults, this represents one of the best values in American food retail. And it proves that sometimes the original is still the best, like the first Star Wars movie or your grandmother's cooking. With over $1 billion in annual food court sales and Costco ranking among the top 15 pizza chains in America, this isn't just warehouse store pizza. It's a legitimate player in the pizza industry. It just happens to be sold next to 50-gallon drums of mayonnaise and coffins, which is peak Costco energy. The 18-inch size means you're getting roughly 80 cents per slice, making it cheaper than most frozen options when you factor in actual serving size. What makes the food court pizza special isn't complexity, it's consistency and value. Like a reliable friend who always shows up when they say they will and never asks to borrow money. The crust is reliable, the cheese melts properly, and the sauce has enough flavor to satisfy without overwhelming. It's not gourmet, but it's honest food that delivers exactly what it promises at a price that makes sense, which is increasingly rare in a world where everything costs more and delivers less. Most importantly, this pizza represents Costco's core philosophy: exceptional quality at unbeatable prices. While their take-and-bake options experiment with premium positioning, the food court pizza remains true to the warehouse store mission of delivering maximum value to families who just want to eat good food without taking out a second mortgage. Number 2. Kirkland 4 Meat Roman Pizza Take and Bake. The premium controversy. Earning the silver medal is a pizza that represents everything both right and wrong with Costco's recent premium push. The 4 Meat Roman Pizza features slow-aged pepperoni, Italian sausage, chopped Italian meatballs, and soppressata, ingredients that sound like they belong in a high-end pizzeria rather than a warehouse store that also sells tires and prescription glasses. All Recipes describes this as loaded with premium meats. Food bloggers call it the best one yet among Costco's take-and-bake offerings. The meat quality is genuinely impressive. These aren't the processed, uniform proteins you typically find in frozen pizza. These are actual cured meats that have names you can pronounce and histories you can trace. The Roman pizza crust continues to impress. It provides a sophisticated base that feels more like artisanal bread than pizza dough. The combination of premium meats creates layers of flavor that develop as you eat, rather than hitting you with a wall of salt and grease, like most frozen pizzas that taste like they were designed by people who've never actually eaten food. The quality is undeniable. This is restaurant-level pizza that happens to be sold frozen. But the price point challenges everything customers expect from Costco. It's delicious enough to justify the cost if you're feeling fancy, but expensive enough to make you question whether you're still shopping at a warehouse store or accidentally wandered into Whole Foods after a particularly confusing GPS malfunction. Number 1. Motor City Pizza Company Double Pepperoni Detroit Style, the cult favorite. Taking the top spot is a pizza that's achieved something remarkable in the frozen food world: genuine cult status that borders on religious devotion. Motor City Pizza Company's Detroit-style double pepperoni has been crowned by multiple sources as not just the best frozen pizza at Costco, but potentially the best frozen pizza available anywhere. Which is like being declared the smartest person in the room, except the room is filled with frozen food and the stakes are your dinner satisfaction. Tasting Table, Chowhound, and countless Reddit threads consistently rank this as the number 1 frozen pizza option. Reviewers use phrases like "better than some pizzerias" and "the best frozen pizza I've ever had." The thick, pan-style Detroit crust creates crispy, caramelized cheese edges that food bloggers describe as transcendently good, which is the kind of language usually reserved for religious experiences or really good chocolate. The double pepperoni approach, sliced pepperoni plus small cubes, creates textural variety and flavor complexity that most frozen pizzas can't match. The pepperoni crisps on top during cooking, creating the kind of char and oil pooling that makes Detroit-style pizza distinctive and makes your cardiologist nervous. The price point of $12 to $15 for 2 pizzas makes it more expensive per serving than budget options, but the quality justifies the cost. This is restaurant-level pizza that happens to be sold frozen. It proves that warehouse stores can compete with specialty pizzerias when they focus on execution over cost-cutting and actually care about whether their customers enjoy eating. Most importantly, this pizza has achieved something that marketing departments spend millions trying to create: genuine word-of-mouth enthusiasm. It spreads organically through social media. When people voluntarily post about your frozen pizza on Reddit without being paid, you've transcended mere food and entered the realm of cultural phenomenon, which is exactly where Motor City Pizza Company lives, rent-free in the hearts and arteries of frozen pizza enthusiasts everywhere. After 3 weeks of pizza investigation and what felt like a lifetime of cheese-induced food comas that may have permanently altered my relationship with dairy, here's what I learned. Costco's pizza empire is more complex and sophisticated than anyone gives it credit for. Like a mullet, business in the front, party in the back, except with more carbohydrates and fewer regrets. When they focus on quality ingredients and proper execution, they create products that rival anything you'll find at specialty stores. When they chase cost savings over quality, they produce disappointments that make you appreciate the reliability of delivery pizza and question whether convenience is worth the compromise of your taste buds and dignity. The pattern is clearer than a politician's motives during election season. The best Costco pizzas use real ingredients, employ proper cooking techniques, and respect the craft of pizza making. The worst products try to engineer solutions to problems that shouldn't exist, using artificial flavors to mask poor ingredients, excessive processing to extend shelf life, and marketing gimmicks to distract from the fact that they taste like disappointment wrapped in convenience. The next time you're standing in front of those freezer cases or the take and bake display, remember this ranking. Avoid the products that prioritize convenience over quality, and invest in the ones that prove warehouse shopping doesn't have to mean compromised standards or compromised taste buds. If this investigation helped you become a smarter Costco pizza shopper, or just entertained you while I suffered through questionable cheese products for science and your amusement, hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments which Costco pizza you'll never buy again, or which one you're excited to try. Your experience might be the next story this channel investigates, because apparently I enjoy eating questionable food for your entertainment and my own questionable life choices.